Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
The end of my
How are you? How are you doing? Your leg is getting good. Jnanatirmirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karati Vachalam Gum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinata Harine Gurudev Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadhamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my unlimited Dhanavad pranams onto the lotus feet of Bhaktivedanta Guru Pada Padma, Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajak Acharya, Vashvatara Satyasila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosvami Maharaj, and say unlimited Dhanavats I offer to the beautiful lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Gosvami Maharaj, and same onto the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Pragyam Kesava Goswami Maharaj, our entire Rupanuga Guru Varga, I offer my humble Dandavat pranams unlimited times. And to all the devotees who have assembled today, who are engaged in so many services to make this festival successful, and all are beautifully inspired by Sri Premananda Prabhu and his dedicated associates, Gurudev's associates. They are all here, and it's a very beautiful, happy moment for me to be with all of you. I offer my humble Dandavat pranams to all of you, especially to Sripad Vrajanath Prabhu. And today we are happy that our Brajabhumi Sevak, Maharaj.Vishvambhar Prabhu has come. I offer my Dandavat pranams to Vishvambhar Prabhu. He is so dedicated. I know when I visit America, always he wants to discuss what we can improve, what we can increase. He's taken word for that only to render service. And he should. I know that he has so many blessings from Srila Prabhupada, his parents, and especially Gurudev, from all of you, that he can continue the services to bless all living entities with the mercy of Sri Satchidananda Gaura Hari. So very happy, Stabhyadev Prabhu, all the devotees. So today we are observing Appearance Day Festival, Avirvav Mahotsav of Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj. I was very lucky to meet him when I was, first of all, lucky to be attracted to our beloved Gurudev. I had heard that there are pure devotees. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is writing in Bhagavad Gita, and also in Bhagavad Gita especially, he was mentioning on almost every page, one, in order to become Krishna conscious, one must associate with pure devotees. all devotees are pure, but some are in progress. In one stage, in beginning, in the middle, in the end. Yeah. Mango is mango. Yeah. Green, little ripe, and then fully ripe. What I understood from Srila Prabhupada teachings that one must associate with one who is fully ripe. Yeah. Right. All are helping, it is true. Yeah. But who can help? Who has that power? Trivikrama especially, he glorifies Sri Guru. That is not ordinary. It is not something theoretical. We cannot embrace or have any emotional exchange for Krishna with this physical body. We must transcend that. So, meeting Sri Guru through the words, commentaries, scriptures, especially Srila Prabhupada, I was very fascinated. And although I never met him physically, but he entered my heart. Even fallen person like myself. Yeah, he entered the heart. This is proof of their unconditional mercy. Yeah. Then somehow or other, I could not understand where my heart belongs in which area, except when I connected with the scriptures and then hearing the glories of Srila Gurudev. That was for me the most crucial moment. I was lucky to receive Gurudev's mercy. He accepted me like his own son-in-law. He always called me Jamai. Why? Because I was married to his daughter, Vrinda. So then Pujyapat Trivikrama was coming, and Srila Bhavan Maharaj. Yeah, it was a very, for me, so astonishing. 3 pure devotees. Yeah. Before I had many association with the devotees in Prabhupada's mission, but these 3, they just completely, what we call, they were beyond anything. Yeah. So Pujyapat Trivikrama was sure enough to his beautiful nature and character that he was glorified for by our beloved Gurudev and all Vaishnavas. They knew in the mission of Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj there are 3 pillars. And one of them is Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Maharaj. And what was his speciality? Who remembers that? Stop with it. Do you remember? Strictness, yeah. But in this world we have also 3 devatas. Yeah. Vishnu, Brahma, and who else? Shiva. So Srila Trivikrama Maharaj, out of the 3, Shiva, he was able to smash any misconceptions that are so much prevalent. Nowadays we don't have that. At least I don't have that in my life. Who is smashing my ego, my false ego, of wanting to enjoy the material energy. Srila Trivikrama Maharaj, how he did that? We come in front of him, Vrinda and myself, and then the first thing he said, "Who are you? Who is she?" So when I heard that, I thought, now, what am I going to answer? Yeah, I can intellectually say so many things, but she's not your wife, he says. So then I knew this is a real, wow, this is, the real thing. Yeah. And such a smile, and such a soft heart. So at once I felt attracted to him and went to his lotus feet, and then touching his lotus feet, he started to love. And he had always one stick with him, small stick, for walking. So I took the stick and put on my head. I don't know if it helped, but I hope one day I will realize what he really meant. Jivera Swarupahoy Krishna Ramityadas. When Srila Sanatana Goswami Srila Trivikrama Maharaj explains, when he came in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Varanasi, then he asked, "Hey Ami, who am I? Why I am in this world? And why I am always experiencing so many problems, threefold miseries? How can I transcend? How can I rise above these problems?" Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Jivera Swarupahai Krishna Nityadas. Krishna Tatasya Shakti Veda Veda Prakash." No difference between the living entity and Krishna. What is that? Yeah. What is no different? Like a spark in a fire or in the sun rays. Yeah. That is the same quality as the origin in the sun. So connecting with Sri Krishna, Sri Guru, makes that connection. He inspires within the student the desire to serve Krishna. Krishna Seva Vasana. But still, I am not able to serve because amongst the students or disciples, you have intelligent ones and foolish ones. Yeah. So most, I can see clearly in what category I am. Yeah. Very sincere we have to become. So the Trivikrama urging, if we want the real mercy of Sri Guru, Gurudev gives mercy to all. He gives Maha Mantra. He gives very powerful. By his Harikatha, it is not coming from theoretical place, from realized place. And especially inspiring in the heart of the disciple. Something which is truly amazing. What is that? That mood. Gurudev said that mood is something extraordinary. And who has received that mood? Who has embraced that? They feel separation. Yeah? Especially on the days like this. We can feel, if we connect with our heart, something. What is it that Sri Gurudev has given? Gurudev says that is what was started by Srila Madhavendra Puripad. That mood, that is the mood of separation. Although we have not met Krishna, it is true, but really, there is no difference between Krishna and Sri Guru. Through Sri Guru, Krishna expands the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is why also, when Sri Guru disappears from our vision, then there is the greatest opportunity to realize something and feel separation. Who has that ability? Without telling anyone who is realizing what great gift I have received. Externally we have nothing to complain. Enough to eat, we all have a place to sleep. We can connect with anything in the world. We can even make orders. I was with one devotee the other day and they said, now, anything you order, then, like we pray to God, give me this, now you just pray to Amazon, it's coming in Vrindavan. Yeah. So such is the power of Maya. Yeah. Any desires. Yeah. But what is it, really? Vrindavan is not meant for that. Our intrinsic necessity is to receive the inspiration to love God. And that cannot be done with these physical senses. Sripad Vrajanath is again and again hammering. You cannot embrace Jagannath and say, how did it feel? He says, how did you feel when the priest says, please embrace Jagannath? Was he on fire or what did you experience? Yeah. These are not to be experienced with mundane senses. Only internally, when we embrace Sri Guru's mercy, chanting the holy names with so much sincerity and associating with devotees who are much more advanced than us, especially in the heart, allow those pure Vaishnavas to enter in the heart and protect our kripa or bhakti. And sure enough, as long as we are in this world, we will have some interaction with the material, but that is not our priority. Our priority is to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada, all our acharyas telling, it is the process. Anabilasita sunyam jnana karmani anapitam anukulyena Krishna anusilanam anusilanam. In association to cultivate Krishna consciousness. And maybe we can reach, or we can be only with few, but it is such a valuable gift. That is why Srila Gurudev, mentioning in Srila Trivikrama, he exhibited this pastime. If anyone who can approve or whatever I have understood, at some point Srila Trivikrama, he did not want to stay anymore in the institution. He was always desiring to do solitary bhajan on the bank of, in the end, before that he was serving so much the preaching, organizing in Bengal and other places, and always dedicating his full energy, like 3 bodies, 1 soul, Gurudev would say. The 3 of them, they were the ideal disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Gosvami Maharaj. Srila Trivikrama, at one point, he was no longer desiring to stay. Whatever was the reason, it may be that, and it is true, institutions or temples are not easy to maintain or to, but it is also essential. When Gurudev came to Western countries, he was telling, I have not come to build temples. I have come to help, to manifest in the heart, the temple in the heart. Very important, if not more important than anything. One time I was walking with Srila Gurudev from the, what is the park in Mathura? Then Pier Park. Every day Gurudev would go, then Pier Park, walking in the morning. Doctor said, it is good for you to walk. And Gurudev, while walking, he would not want to interact with anyone. But in then Pier Park, so many are knowing Gurudev, whole Mathura, Gurudev famous. But they knew when he's walking, don't disturb. When he would sit down, they would come, do their dandavats. How are you? How are your family? Gurudev would relate to all of them in a very personal way. Jai Shri Radha, Vinod Bihari Jiu ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Gosvami Maharaj, Guru Parampara ki Jai, Srila Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. So Gurudev going walking, and I was lucky that he gave me special treatment, affection. Like when one is in ICU, you get 24 hours attention. It's very serious disease. So Gurudev knew my position. So he kept me with him all the time. He was studying from the beginning. In 1993, when he mercifully accepted me as a student, he said, you always stay with me. So then I thought, how does he know my heart? I want to be with the perfect master. I need that. There is nothing else more important in my life. So walking with Gurudev to Dampier Park one morning, I was alone. Maharaj used to come, but that morning I was alone with Srila Gurudev. Then he stopped me just before we entered to the vegetable market, and he pointed at Keshav Mat, the building. He asked me, Vrajanath, why do we have this temple? He said. I was thinking, what shall I reply? I can try to be intelligent and give an answer, but better I say nothing. So I said, Gurudev, please tell me, I know you want to say something. He said, only for one reason. Do you know the reason? Acharya Prabhu? He was studying for one reason also, that those who live in a temple, they can do bhajan. And then he looked at me and he said, nowadays, very rare to find one person who is doing bhajan in the temple. So very rare. Another occasion, Gurudev was telling that one may have so many followers and so many preaching centers everywhere. Initiation, thousands of disciples. But if we have no time for our personal bhajan, he said, then better run away to Vrindavan and have association with Vaishnavas and do your bhajan. He actually mentioned, and I think Premananda Prabhu has also, so the Gurudev said, better you jump in the ocean, put fire on your preaching center. So ocean means, that's what it's rasa. When there is real waves of, that is the heart of the pure devotees. Associating with them is the nourishment for the living entity. So hearing these things from Srila Gurudev, I always feel so much the necessity for myself to become serious about Krishna consciousness. And when I remember Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Maharaj, I cannot forget how kind, especially we will go in Parikrama. We will be in Godrum, at the place of Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur's Swananda Sukhara Kunja, where it is last pastime of being completely absorbed in bhajan. And when he is writing, absorbed in beautiful meditations, and Srila Trivikrama Maharaj always very, we could see, he could not speak utterly. And he was crying. Vimala Vaishnava Rati Upajiva Basana Hoi Lakhi. Where is Prabhu? They left the boys. Another dog. Very good, these boys. So this song, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur wrote, and there is so much in this song. When we would sing this song, Srila Trivikrama Maharaj, he could not utter. Gurudev always requesting Srila Trivikrama Maharaj to please speak something. How this is, what is really the essence of our philosophy, our teachings? To develop rati for the pure devotee. Nothing else is necessary. Why? What is that rati? What you have in your heart, give it. And Gurudev is only coming for this. He is not coming for anything else. Only to give what is in the heart, what is in his heart. That beautiful separation mode. In this same mode as Srimati Radharani is feeling separation when Krishna leaves for Mathura. We can meditate upon this in our practices and see how much I am connecting with this, how much I am experiencing. We are all telling our goal is so high. Srila Bhaktivedanta Gosvami Maharaj is telling our goal is so high and time is so short. We have only little time. And before you know it, you will be old like me. First you are young, and then you become old. Is it true or not? And then looking back, what did I do? So it requires some kripa, some special. And these Vaishnavas on this day, especially they are ready. On any day they are ready. Any day we can approach them, any moment. And that is the beauty of bhakti. There is nothing illegal to allow, to remember, to contemplate on our relationship with Sri Guru. It is completely allowed and it is recommended. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, I am sitting here in Godrum, he says, this is my only desire, to receive, to develop rati for the pure devotees. What is Rati? I don't know. But it is something very special. It is to be in that guidance always, in that association. To be in that mood. To be always protected. Useless fellow like me can become useful by having that relationship with who is the Kripa, the manifestation, Kripa Murti of Sri Krishna, Srimati Radharani Satyaman Gaura Hari, Sri Guru, Jai Jai Sri Guru, Prema Kampata. They can give this. They want to give this. So I pray today to Lotus Feet of Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Gosvami Maharaj. But always he showers mercy and doesn't stop his attempts to capture my heart fully. And I know that this is why he came. Only for myself. And all of us can think like that. They have this personal relationship with all of us. And then share it and help each other. Cultivate this mood. This is such a nice thing. Now we can speak openly like this, but always we have opportunity to be with some devotees, living with devotees, and support each other. Cultivate this beautiful house. So blessings, I pray to Premananda Prabhu to bless me that I can always be near him, by heart, especially, and also physically, hopefully, spend more time in Vrindavan. This is my desire. It is also the beautiful arrangement of God that now only safe place in the world is Vrindavan. Maybe Canada will be liberated, but I don't know what's going to happen. But some good news. I pray that we can spend more time in satsanga, receive more mercy. And I pray for all of you that you can have also this beautiful desire to become attracted to the pure devotees. Rati, Upadika. Then, if that Rati manifests in the heart, then all material attachments disappear. Don't think that they will appear before you have something else, because we need to have some genuine attraction too. If we don't have it for the pure devotees, we'll have it for anything in this world. Anyhow, Yukta Vairagya is there. So there is no harm. Be busy in this world is also, but be busy under the guidance of the pure devotees. Otherwise this world is a very bad place. Very bad. One person was praying to God. I am in such a bad position. He said, please God help me. He prayed so intensely, finally God appeared, and then he said, please help me, this world is so bad. Then God says, yeah, it's supposed to be like that. This world is supposed to be very, very bad. Otherwise we cannot come to an intelligent decision and desire to go to a world where there is only pure ananda, love and affection, and real, genuine relationships with each other, sambandha, and where there is so much anugatya is necessary. This world anugatya, bad, so bad, but that world is glorious, and more happiness, you see. Bhakti paresana bhavo virakti, it will come. By connecting, by having that desire to have that rati for these pure devotees. So Srila Trivikrama Maharaj, today is appearance day, very lucky to be with all of you. I always feel your affection. All of you, this is real family. Gurudev's family. Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Gosvami Maharaj ki Abhirbhav Mahotsav Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bo.
Offer my obeisances, pranams, my whole heart to my spiritual grandsire, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Shiksha Guru, my Diksha Guru, and Shiksha Guru, my father, everything, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Srila Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Srila Gurudev. I also like to offer my respectful obeisances, Dhamma pranams, and to Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. I've come across 15,000 miles to hear you, and I'm speaking. Okay. I've been waiting for 24 months for COVID to end, and there's no ending. I know what separation feels like. From Vaishnavas. Because I've been unable to come to the Dham. I've actually tried a few times, and I tested positive once, so I couldn't come in India, and this, that. So, in very difficult times. Amazon's not my best friend, Spotify's my best friend. Yes, Harikata. Coming here, I've been meditating because Vaishnav instructs, Guru inspire and channels through Vaishnav Thakur and gives instructions, read Bhagavatam, read Gurudev's pastimes, and through this then one develops relationship with great Vaishnava acharyas like Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj. How can one know the greatness of Srimad Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Maharaj without knowing and having a relationship through service with Vaishnavas that are dearmost to him? Like, how can somebody know myself, Vishvambhar Das, without knowing Radha, my sister, right? That's relationship. Or knowing my son Anurag, that's relationship. And, oh, the speciality of Anurag. How does somebody know Anurag or Dear Samir, my boys, or Karnika, without knowing, oh, what's the relationship with their names? some speciality because of connection. That connection develops relationship, but only connection is established through seva. So I'm fortunate because I'm not pure, but I think I'm a hard worker. So through service, this is what my parents taught me. Disciples, senior disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, they all just did service. They chanted their minimum 16 rounds, they followed the 4 regulative principles, but they did service, and through their service, even though they didn't have much association with Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, like my father-in-law, Bhagavan, or other devotees that were secretaries, like Tamal Krishna Maharaj. But regardless, like those devotees that were secretaries, or like my parents that were on the streets doing book distribution and serving, hard work, they had a relationship with Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So through that seva, you have that relationship. And through that relationship, they have connection with Guru Parampara. And then they're able to understand and realize who is this great family, like Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Maharaj. I could never know who he is. I never had the great privilege, like Vrajanath Prabhu, to meet Trivikrama Maharaj. But through association, Guru Darshan, I felt like I've had prasadam with him. I felt like I've heard of his strictness, but I've also received a glimpse of his sweetness and how he was with Gurudev. And how him and Gurudev collaborated and cooperated for the mission of their Guru. And it was so sweet. It's a very feminine relationship in terms of the softness and delicacy of how they collaborated with each other and expanding the mission of the Samiti. Brothers, they are and they were, and they built such a wonderful organization of temples and prachar, and they were very sensitive to each other in terms of how if there was any pranami donations happening in one temple, made sure they're offering to each other. Energetically, you see that, or I heard that. So, I've come to hear from you. So, I could only offer a little realization is through a lot of seva and hard work, I have relationship, and in that relationship, I have some connection with Trivikrama Maharaj. And so, I definitely feel that with confidence, and I'm grateful for the connection.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-unmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalevi Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Vrajanasya Sikam Cha Narayanam Tam Shri Guru Charanam Vande Ramana Pristhaya Bhutale Rupanuga Bhaktivedam Cha Prabhamurti Vajrodapi Gato Rani Goko Vartana Sevaka Mridvi Kusmadapi Bhaktivedanta Sri Trivikrama Ishkinchana Kinjana Priyacha Shri Guru Gauranga Sada Priya Nityananda Samarpita Mayavada Dharma Dvaja Smart Pashan Parishodhaka Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Sadi Shri Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my pranams at the lotus feet for our spiritual masters, Nitlai Srimad Bhaktivedanta Shri Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev, and Nitlai Srimad Bhaktivedanta Shri Vam Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev, to entire Rupanakarya Guru Varga, to
Arjans, to all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, everyone else present here, and especially Itlai Srimad Bhaktivedanta Shri Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj, whose most auspicious Avirbhav Tithi we are observing today. So over the years, we've heard from the Vaishnavas about his glories. So all I can hope is just relay some of those words that we've heard from him. So, in regard to Srila Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj, we heard how we would always take the side of Krishna and how Srila Gurudev would take the side of Srimati Radhika. So, recently, I heard this one pastime, one discussion which took place between Srila Trivikrama Maharaj, Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. So therein, once at Devananda Gaudiya Math in the 1980s, Srila Trivikrama Maharaj, he was taking the side of Krishna. And he said at Govinda Kund, Krishna himself brought milk for Sri Madhavendra Puri. And he gave this milk, and Madhavendra Puri, he had this ajagar vritti, he would only eat something if someone brings something to him, but on his own he would never cook anything. So then when Krishna brought him this milk, and then Madhavendra Puri, he had to honor what had been brought to him. So this is Trivikrama Maharaj is glorifying Krishna, saying, oh, see how merciful he is. He himself went with a pot of milk and he gave to Sri Madhavendra Puri pot. So then Srila Gurudev said, yes, but in Ter Kadam, we see that Srimati Radhika, not only did she bring milk, but she also, what did she do? She also made kheer for Rup and Sanatana Goswami. So she is more merciful. So then they were in this way, they were going back and forth. So then they went to Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj. Vamana Maharaj was also sitting there. So then they asked Vamana Maharaj, saying, what is your opinion about this? Who is more merciful? Krishna or Srimati Radhika? And Srila Vamana Maharaj said, neither of them, he said. He said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful, he said. Why? Because Mahaprabhu, what did he do? He gave his own milk to all his associates. Now in Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's that pastime where Mahaprabhu, he was dancing in the mood of Rukmini. And what did he do? He gave milk to all his associates. Means he fed them. So he said Mahaprabhu himself is more merciful than both Radha and Krishna. So in this way we see the speciality of every Acharya. Why do they take sides apparently? Why? They take sides because in that way the speciality of the Ishtadev is being brought forth. When Srila Gurudev, when he was given this Yugacharya award in 2003 in Barsana, he said, people think that I don't glorify Krishna as much, but I only glorify Srimati Radhika. But he said, is the glorification of Srimati Radhika complete without the glorification of Krishna? It is thoroughly incomplete, he said. There is no glorification of Srimati Radhika without the glorification of Krishna. But he said, I glorify how? Through Parokshavad, he said. Like in Bhagavatam, he said everything is through Parokshavad, he said. Srimati Radhika's name is not even mentioned in the Bhagavatam. No, there Sripad Goswami said, no, Anayara Nunam Bhagavan Hari Vishwara Yunno Vyaya Govinda Haya Prita. So therein he has not even used the name of Srimati Radhika, but still it is understood that Kaschit Gopi, who is that Gopi? Who has worshipped Krishna to such an extent, who has worshipped Bhagavan to such an extent that Govinda himself has become drawn to her love and affection. So it is understood that Srimati Radhika herself. Similarly, Srila Gurudev said that when I glorify Krishna, I do so through Parokshava. Through glorifying, when I glorify Srimati Radhika, I am actually glorifying Krishna, he said. Similarly, Trivikrama Goswami Maharaj also, he would glorify Srimati Radhika through Parokshava. Now, apparently he'd take the side of Krishna and he'd say, oh, this, that, but who was he glorifying? Srimati Radhika herself. Now, like we heard from the Vaishnavas, that Trivikrama Maharaj, he would do Govardhan Parikrama every day for Chaturmasya. For these 4 months, every day he'd do the entire Parikrama, along with Narayan Prabhu. Narayan Prabhu was a disciple of Pujavad Bhaktivedanta Shauti Maharaj. And although he was a disciple of Shauti Maharaj, Gurudev used to say that Srila Param Gurudev, Srila Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he used to like Narayan Prabhu more than even any of his disciples. That was how intimate the relationship was. He was a Siksha disciple of Srila Param Gurudev. But he said Param Gurudev used to see him more than his own disciple also. He had so much love for him. No, this is this Parakiya Parampara. The Vaishnavas, they keep using this word, Parakiya Parampara, the Siksha Parampara. So this way, Srila Trivikrama Maharaj and Narayan Prabhu, they would do parikrama every day of Giriraj. And then Trivikrama Maharaj, in his old age, when he could barely walk without the help of his stick, without the help of his cane, he would slowly do Giriraj parikrama. And his feet, there would be blisters all over his feet, his cloth would be torn, so many things, but still he'd do parikrama. So then Gurudev once in Harikatha, he said, why is he doing this Giriraj parikrama? I still don't know. He has some hidden intention, he said. But he's not revealing to us, he said. Gurudev said he's actually on the side of Srimati Radhika. But externally it seems he's taking the side of Krishna. But why is he doing all this parikrama? Only for Srimati Radharani's mercy, he said. So in this way, they would glorify each other, they would glorify their Ishtadevs in a very hidden way that none of us could sense. No. In this way we see how Trivikrama Maharaj also, like we heard yesterday, this Ekadashi day, that he immediately comes after Ekadashi. Why? He cut down these anarthas of the sadhaks that have been plaguing them since many lifetimes. Like one devotee, he was recollecting that once he came from Mayapur to Chunsura, it's Uttar and Gaudiya Matis. There Trivikrama Maharaj was staying there all alone. So then when this devotee came from Mayapur, he came in the middle of the day, and Trivikrama Maharaj anyhow, he gave him a place to stay and like many things. So then in the night, some other devotees, they came from Mayapur. And then what did they do? They knocked on the door, and they're very hungry, they hadn't eaten anything. So then Trivikrama Maharaj, he told this devotee who had come like the previous day, saying, cook something for them, he said. No, they're so hungry, it's like 10 o'clock in the night, and make something for them. So then this devotee, he was a little careless. He said, Maharaj, what can I possibly cook at 10 o'clock in the night? We'll just give them some moody, he said. Some puffed rice with some mishti dohi. He said, this is more than enough, he said. This will cool their stomachs, and next day we can cook something for them. So then, when Trivikrama Maharaj heard this, he didn't say anything. He just went into the kitchen, he started like kneading some dough, and then he started making some puris and some sabji. So immediately this devotee thought, oh, what have I done? He immediately ran to where Trivikrama Maharaj was. And Trivikrama Maharaj called him here. He said, come here, he said. What is your objective? He said. He said, oh, my objective is Seva to Radha Madhav. He said, Radha Madhav Seva, he said. And Trivikrama said, oh, Radha Madhav Seva, he said. You cannot serve even these people. What will serve Radha and Madhav, he said. Even these people who come in the middle of the night, you cannot serve them, and you're saying you want to serve Radha and Madhav. You're so shameless, he said. And Trivikrama Maharaj himself, he started like putting the puris in the ghee, and he started like frying them. And then immediately this devotee fell at the feet of Trivikrama Maharaj. Then Trivikrama Maharaj anyhow, he begged for forgiveness. And then Trivikrama Maharaj himself, he fed these devotees who came from Mayapur with his own hands. And then he wouldn't even let them wash the pots, nothing. He would only go wash the pots, and he'd do everything himself. So, like recently, Bhaktivedanta of Puri Maharaj, we observed his Vyas Puja. The same case with him also, more than 90 years old. And then once, in the courtyard of the Gundicha temple their pump was broken, their hand pump. So Puri Maharaj himself, he'd wash his own cloth. More than 85 years old, he'd be washing his own cloth, doing his own thing. Same with Trivikrama Maharaj also. Serving the Vaishnavas and then washing the pots himself and doing everything himself. Knitting his own cloth and doing everything else. So this way it is said that even once, there's this one, there's Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj. He was a sevak of Trivikrama Maharaj for many, many years. So he was saying that once he was in Chunchura, and then he was like a small boy then. So then Gurudev, he came to visit him there in Chunchura. So then Puri Maharaj, he'd be doing seva the whole day in Chunchura. He had no time for anything else. Like the Vaishnavas, they tell us that when Trivikrama Maharaj was in Chunchura, he'd take the cycle out. He'd be cycling for 30 kilometers every day. 30, 40 kilometers all around that place, bringing Bhiksha, going house to house, collecting things, and then coming back to the temple. And then we heard from the Vaishnavas, that the brahmacharis there, they'd only be given one matchstick to light a fire. And what would they use to light a fire? Old leaves. No gas, no wood, nothing. They had to collect a pile of old leaves and then light only one match to light the fire. And if that one match didn't work, then he'd give them a piece of his mind and immediately chastise them left and right. So this way, even Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj, he was there also when he was a small boy there. So it is said that when he was there, Gurudev, he came to see him. And then like the whole day he was engaged in seva. So then Gurudev, he told Trivikrama Maharaj that, oh, why are you not sending him to school? No, he has to learn something in school also. Something at least, some basic education. You're only making him like do all these things like milking cows and all these things. And Trivikrama Maharaj said, oh, this is the case. You only keep speaking gopi, 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 but none of the gopi things you want to do, he said. Like milking cows, making cow dung patties, nothing, he said. Then he said, I know why you're saying this, he said. Trivikrama Maharaj told Gurudev, because you're Brahmin, he said. You're born in a Brahmin family, therefore you're always telling him that you should also go to school, learn something. And Gurudev said, yes, I'm born in a Brahmin family, and Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu were also born in a Brahmin family, he said. They were also born in a Brahmin family, so I'm their follower, he said. And this way they'd be like joking back and forth, back and forth. So this way we heard like how intimate the relationship was. The Vaishnavas say that once Trivikrama Maharaj, he was sick. He fell sick and he was admitted in a hospital in Calcutta. Srila Vaman Maharaj went to see him, he fell sick. And Srila Gurudev went to see him, he fell sick. And all three were admitted into the same hospital. This way. And then the Vaishnavas often told us that why wasn't Gurudev's Samadhi built for so many years? For so many years, after like, Gurudev's Samadhi was officially shown to all the devotees in 2017 before Gaura Purnima. So it took like nearly 6-7 years. Why? Because Trivikrama Maharaj's Samadhi was not built all these years. Just like Trivikrama Maharaj himself, Gurudev himself was waiting for the Samadhi of his dear god brother to be built. And then only then he said, my Samadhi will be built. He said, or else not. Like we hear that once when this Ram Mandir was raised, when this temple when the Babri Masjid was raised in Ayodhya, so that time we hear that there was like a big revolt all over India, and all the police were looking for the sadhus because they thought the sadhus were responsible for breaking the Babri Masjid. So then they came looking for Srila Gurudev also. So then we hear that Gurudev, he left Mathura and then he was staying here in Vrindavan for some time in Tamal Krishna Maharaj's residence. So then Trivikrama Maharaj, he came there once to Mathura. Then he came to Mathura and then he went looking for Srila Gurudev everywhere. He said, where is Maharaj? Where is Maharaj? He could not see Maharaj anywhere. So then he asked all the brahmacharis, where is Maharaj? Brahmacharis were clueless. They said, we don't know. Trivikrama, you don't know, he said. You don't know where Maharaj is. At the top of his voice, he started shouting at all the brahmacharis. You don't know where your life and soul is. Can you stay alive for one moment, like without taking a breath? And he said, no, then Maharaj is dear to you than your own breath, your life breath, and you're all moving around freely here, talking, eating and sleeping. Where is Maharaj? He said. He started looking everywhere for Maharaj like a boy would look for his parents. He was looking here, there, everywhere, and then he started becoming so restless. Then finally, anyhow, the Vaishnavas found out that Gurudev was there in Tamal Krishna Maharaj's residence. And anyhow, after some time, he was brought back to Mathura. So then, when he was brought back to Mathura, then Trivikrama Maharaj immediately embraced Srila Gurudev. He said, oh Maharaj, never leave us like this again. He said, without you, where will we be? He said. So we hear also that when Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Math was built, Gurudev had no funds, no money, nothing. So then Trivikrama Maharaj, he had an old bank account in the name of his wife from his previous ashram. So then he went to the bank and then anyhow these people would not believe him, but anyhow he had them believe him. And whatever gold was there, ornaments was there, money was there, everything, he had that all withdrawn and then he gave it to Gurudev. And then with that also this Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Math was built. So in this way he's done such selfless seva to the Samiti. No. He said that when I leave this world, he said when I die, I want to die unseen, unheard of, he said. Therefore, he requested the Vaishnavas that can you please arrange a plot of land for me in front of the Ganga, he said. Because looking at the Ganga, I want to leave my body. So then immediately the Vaishnavas, that this place where Trivikrama Maharaj's Samadhi is presently situated, in the banks of the Ganga where the Samadhis of the other sannyasis also the Samiti is present. So there this land was arranged. And then Trivikrama Maharaj, he never even been on a plane before. For the Vaishnavas, they had Trivikrama Maharaj sit on the plane with Ramananda Prabhu, and both of them, they were flown to Calcutta from Delhi. So then, Trivikrama Maharaj, he had one last desire. He said, I want to go to all these places all over Gaudamanda, like Shantipur, Ambika Talna, Katwa, and this Janji Gram, Saptakram and all these places. Can you please arrange some rickshaw for me? He requested the Vaishnavas. The Vaishnavas immediately, they anyhow arranged a very nice Tata Sumo car. This car is being used to the present day in Devananda Gaudiya Math. So then Trivikrama Maharaj, he was seated in this car and then he was taken everywhere, all over Gaudamandal. And in this way, he, as we know, he entered into Samadhi at this present place there in Navatui. So his seva to the Samiti, how selfless he was. Once, like I remember Sajjan Maharaj, he was telling us like one interaction he had with Trivikrama Maharaj. Once he got like a big fat donation to give to Trivikrama Maharaj, Sajjan Maharaj. He came there, he offered like a lot of money to Trivikrama Maharaj. Trivikrama Maharaj said, "What is this?" He said, "Maharaj, some pranami for you." He said, "I don't want any of the pranami." He said, "Go away from here." And then he walked away. And then Trivikrama Maharaj called him in. Actually, he said, "Come here," he said. He said, "I want something. Can you buy for me?" He said, "Yes, what?" He said, "I want a hammam soap." He said, "Buy this hammam soap." That was only like 5 rupees. He said, "Just buy that soap and go. I don't want anything else." And then Maharaj, he bought that hammam soap and he gave it to him. So it's a simple Vaishnava. And now we're running out of time. So his Avirbhav Tithi is only like 2 days before Gurudev's Avirbhav Tithi. And Gurudev's Avirbhav Tithi is only like less than a month after the Avirbhav Tithi of Srila Vaman Maharaj. So such dear associates of Srila Param Gurudev. So lastly, once everyone was at Devananda Gaudiya Math, and Param Gurudev said, "Look at my garden," he said. "There's such beautiful flowers in my garden." So then the other godbrothers of Param Gurudev, they said, "But Maharaj, where is your garden? You only see a building here." He said, "So you don't see my flowers?" They said, "No, Maharaj, where?" And then he pointed to his 3 disciples. "These are my flowers," he said. "See how fragrant they are. Can you not smell their fragrance?" He said, "Very soon their fragrance will spread all around the world, all around the 14 planetary systems." And to this day we see that these words of Srila Param Gurudev, how true they are. To this day, not just this day, well into the future also we can see how the fragrance of these flowers is still being taken everywhere. So, praying at the Lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, we can only hope that a drop of their Guru Nishtha, Seva Nishtha can enter our hearts and make our lives successful. Anchata Pataru Nishya Kripasindhi Javatana.